This is KGW News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Pat Doris. We begin with Oregon's youth in crisis. Experts say mental health challenges are much more serious now because of the pandemic. But a big chunk of cash is coming to a local group to help fix that. Galen Etlin joins us following where the money will go.
Yes, Pat, this could change a lot of lives. The U.S. Surgeon General testified to lawmakers that on average, it takes 11 years between the first sign of mental health issues and someone actually getting treatment. And Oregon senators say that just won't fly.
A heartbeat quietly tells us we're alive. A deep breath helping slow the world down. But when the pressures add up, some people are brought to the edge.
I have never seen the mental health challenge greater.
Senator Ron Wyden joined Lines for Life in Portland Saturday.
We have heard that call loud and clear.
He announced $432,000 in federal money is coming to the program's Oregon Youth Line.
Peer-to-peer, youth-to-youth service for those people.
170 youth volunteers work the phones.
The reality that young people reach young people better.
They take calls from people in mental health crisis and help refer them to treatment and hope. The issue has grown for youth during the pandemic.
Long stretches of isolation, upending of school.
And I know that we can do so much good.
Leah has volunteered here for about a year and a half.
They may be in a lot of pain, but they are also incredibly resilient. And having a space where they can take their life in their own hands and reach out to help is so incredibly important.
Mental Health America ranks Oregon at the bottom of the list for having high rates of mental health issues, but low access to care. So this money aims to change that. It will go toward youth line training for about 135 people, school suicide prevention programs, work studies for minority youth in disproportionately impacted communities, and a boost to services in Northeast Portland and the Warm Springs Reservation in Central Oregon.
We're going to be able to expand our work in communities of color.
The goal is to secure ongoing funding and expand more services nationwide.
Okay, cool.
In July, for example, people can call 988 anywhere in the nation to connect to the crisis line. Most of Oregon already has that access.
It is long past time to have a designated line like this.
A lifeline to help many on the edge breathe easier. Galen Etlin, KGW News.
If you or someone you know needs help, please reach out. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255 or text 273-TALK to 839863. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has entered its fourth week and Ukraine's government remains intact. The bombing of Ukrainian cities continues to escalate. As a UK defense expert warns, it could be a sign of an intentional strategy. The situation growing even worse in Mariupol, where Russian forces push deeper into the city today. A police officer says the city has basically been wiped off the face of the earth as children and others are being killed. Ukrainian authorities now say at least 112 children have died across the country and another 140 are wounded.
And it's a truly weak man that targets children, elderly, women. Putin is a weak leader. He may be trying to project strength, but he is a weak man when he's going after weak individuals.
Today, Russia admitted for the first time it's using hypersonic missiles in the attack. They fly 10 times the speed of sound, have a range of more than 1,200 miles, and are extremely difficult to shoot down. Back here locally, weekly protests supporting Ukraine continued on the I-205 bridge in Portland today. You see them there. About 100 people participated in the events. They marched, held signs, brought attention to the fighting. They're also asking U.S. leaders to do more to help. The events generally last about an hour, and today organizers asked participants to clean up trash as they walked back to their cars and trucks. The group ended up collecting about 12 large bags of garbage. You've probably driven past Bradford Island near Bonneville Dam in the gorge many times, but what you may not know is that it's highly polluted from decades of dumping dangerous chemicals. After this past Thursday, though, there's finally hope the island will get cleaned up. Christelle Coomway reports.
Bradford Island, near Cascade Locks on the Columbia River, was just listed as a Superfund site by the Environmental Protection Agency.
that EPA is officially adding Bradford Island as a Superfund site on our national priorities list.
The Superfund status means more federal funds will go to clean up the pollution dumped at the site.
It's a day filled with hope for communities along the Columbia River who've suffered for far too long.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers used the island as a landfill for 40 years and was supposed to clean it up. PCBs and toxic metals are found in the island's soils, groundwater, and in river sediment. PCBs are human-made chemicals that may cause cancer.
The fish caught in this area still contain the highest levels of cancer-causing PCBs in the Pacific Northwest.
Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley and Governor Kate Brown praised the EPA's decision as a step in the right direction.
Music to my ears. Let's dive in, let's get the plan, and let's get it done.
Oregon, along with the Yakama Nation and the state of Washington, have worked for over 20 years to see some forward progress in addressing this injustice.
The Yakama Nation and other tribes in the region hunt and fish in the area.
That our way of life is being degraded due to the poisoning of our environment and our foods.
The Corps will still be responsible for the cleanup process, but the EPA will now oversee it with a legally enforceable agreement. A move Yakama Nation Tribal Councilman Lewis and others hope leads to a better outcome for Bradford Island.
For the Yakama Nation, our goal is simple: clean, healthy fish that is safe to eat.
That was our Christelle Kumwe reporting. The next step is for the EPA to set a cleanup timeline. The agency will also work with the Corps to create a formal and binding agreement. A local family is trying to end a rare genetic disorder and save their 2-year-old in the process. Raiden Pham suffers from a mutation of a single gene that threatens his life. There are only about 30 known cases of this genetic order worldwide. His parents are trying to fund the research themselves. They'll need to raise at least $3 million to get the project a green light.
At the end of the day, we want our journey, even the foundation, to stand for like a symbol of like hope, inspiration, love, and just humanity, like people coming together to like make something impossible like possible, you know?
Since last Thanksgiving, they've raised about $350,000. That's allowed them to team up with doctors at UMass and get started. If you'd like to help, we have a link on our website, kgw.com.